Hi friends, so here I am with this series of lecture that is called as Ethics, Alphabet of Ethics, and this is the last lecture, that is lecture 18 or video 18 as you might call it. And in this lecture you can call it a lecture in a nutshell. All the things that we have discussed till now, I would present basically how to solve case study questions. Okay, and as you know, case study forms an important, like it is the half of your question paper. Okay, and as I have said in my videos earlier as well, that case study questions and part A of the question paper, basically you have to cross-pollinate both the parts. You have to bring in terms and terminologies from part A, like ethical dilemma, moral relativity, moral absolutism, okay, financial probity, financial impropriety, conflict of interest, virtue of conflict of virtues, call of consciousness. These type of terms you have to bring in from part A to make part B case study questions viable to be treated as ethics paper, and you have to bring in live examples from part B into part A definitional context to make those definition more lively. Okay, having said that, since in this particular video I would be emphasizing more on how to solve case study. See, case study questions, case study per se is a pedagogy of management students. Okay, like in 1950s and 60s there was more stress on assembly line production methodology, and there was a boom in white collar jobs. Okay, and in that context management education, MBA type of education became very famous, and for those MBA students they were taught not only concept but case study questions. But with the turn of the millennium, we have seen that this particular way of teaching has become more and more acceptable as far as other humanities or like in teaching module concept is concerned. Okay, so case study for ethics or like case study for your IAS but examination, as far as civil services examination concerned, is like more or less like you are told to act as a moral agent. You are told to act as a public servant mostly, but sometimes also as CEO or manager of a private institution or a private organization. Case studies more or less involve certain concepts like ethical dilemma, ethical issues involved, conflict of interest. Basically all these things goes back to the issues related to our ethics and morality. Ethics is what is applicable for society, and morality is what is applicable to my set of virtues. Whenever there is fight between ethics and morality, it later on leads to ethical dilemma or it leads to conflict of interest. Okay, so these are some things which are uniform in every case study questions as far as paper 4 is concerned. And whenever I am telling case study, I am basically dealing with the case study questions of paper 4. I am not talking case study in general as a pedagogical way of learning. Apart from this, you have 7 or 8 modules of case study. Either you have issues related to environment versus development, or you have issues related to your mandate versus resource, or you have issues related to protocol versus empathy, or you have issues related to your personal morality versus the ethics of or ethical code of conduct of the institution, issues related to female workforce in institution, more or less related to like outraging modesty of a female employee. Okay, and issues related to criminal misconduct. Okay, so with these 5 or 7 modules and terms like ethical dilemma, terms like conflict of interest, you have a platform on which you can play in inverted commas, play in this particular type of questions. Here I would deal a certain way in which you can basically negotiate. See, first of all, when you read a case study, try to read it very carefully, and while reading, underline the particular thing. Okay, underline plots and subplots. What are the plots? Plots are major incidents of that particular case. Major incidents. Maybe you are the sarpanch of a gram panchayat, and certain business people have come to provide and is basically trying to push you to approve some fortified meal for midday meal scheme running in your village. Okay, so this is a plot. Okay, subplot could be that particular organization has certain dealing with minister of child welfare, minister related to child welfare. That could be subplot. Okay, so basically you have to be very conversant as far as plot and subplot in that case study is concerned. Okay, then you have to take down or jot down who are the stakeholders involved in that case study. Some of the stakeholders are explicit, but some of the stakeholders are implicit. Okay, you have to jot down all the stakeholders. Why you would do this? We would come to that later. Then you come to the second step, and that is the issues of ethical dilemma or conflict of interest. Issues of ethical dilemma that is involved in that case study. Okay, issues of ethical concern, as it is always written in your question paper. What are the ethical issues of ethical concern as far as this particular moral agent? And always remember, when you are solving a case study and you are being designated to play the role of the main protagonist, you should consider yourself as moral agent. You should not consider yourself I. You should write like I being the moral agent at that particular scenario of situational crisis or situational dilemma, as you can call it. So issues of ethical dilemma. Issues of ethical dilemma related to official versus your limited resource. You are certain officer having certain mandate and certain resource. So whether you go out of this mandate and try to serve, or try to basically locate yourself as far as that moral agent is concerned, or you basically fit it into that mandate. Okay, then resource, whether you go out of the resource that is being provided to you and go out to serve the subjects or serve the stakeholders involved, or you basically fit in within the domain of your resource. Second is environmental versus sustainable environmental versus developmental model. Okay, basically you have to converge both these things. You have to present with a concept that is having the cake and eating it too. You have to present a model of sustainable development where development per se does not dent the environmental sustainability. Third is long-term solution versus short-term appeasement. Okay, like when you are working as an inspector, there is a mob that is coming up. So short-term is you go and appease the mob. You go and first of all calm down, you douse the fires, and then you go for long-term. Why basically this particular mob and rowdy element happened in the first place? Most of the case studies related to, like Maruti case study came in Gurgaon, like in 2019, where like all those workers, they basically colluded with some external element and created the trade union movement and trade union rowdy element, where people were not allowed, the employees were not allowed to enter into that automotive unit. Okay, so first of all, you being SHO, you basically douse the fire and then you go to the solution. So long term versus short term, you have to cater to both while solving case study. Fourth is basically you have to see progressive methodology versus conservatism. okay, conservative thinking. Okay, you basically go to the established protocol, or you invent or innovate things as far as that particular situation is concerned. Okay, here again we go to the fundamentals of absolute morality versus situational morality. Then you have the concept of authority versus empathy. You work being a moral agent, being that moral agent, you work as an authority, or you also carry those feelings of compassion and empathy. This particular type of case study always comes. You are the SDM. Somebody comes for their entitlement as far as food security is concerned, but that particular person is not having the credentials like Aadhaar card. What you would do? So there again, this ethical dilemma related to your authority versus empathy. Third is how you basically write answers. In this particular thing, as we have discussed beforehand, you take a sustainable approach, and please do not artificiate your answers. Do write only those things which are doable, and I would also recommend you to write in bullet format. Because in bullet format you do not have to see the syntax, you do not have to write things to complete a meaningful sentence, but you write only things which are important. An examiner has to just see those particular words that you have written, and examiner understand that you know the concept. So it also saves you 2 or 3 valuable precious minutes. Okay, and while writing in bullet, it also becomes as a habit that you do not repeat one thing more like often. While writing in sentence, you keep on repeating the same things. While in bullet, you are not repeating. Anyway, for repeating things, you do not get any extra marks. Okay, then go for the emotional intelligence model, where basically you are having self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, social skills and empathy. You go for these type of wide angles as far as you're solving that particular case study is concerned. Okay, then you go for your ethical dimensions, how your ethics as far as societal dimension is concerned, and how your internal virtue are getting on with one another, and can there be an Aristotelian mean or golden mean found between the ethics and the morality in that particular situational dilemma. And then you go for judicious dealing as far as all the stakeholders are concerned. You have to satisfy judiciously all the stakeholders. Okay, and go for a SWOT analysis also for a case study: strength, weakness, opportunity and threat, because every case study provides every case study is basically related to situational dilemma, and every situational dilemma, how you deal with that situational dilemma, also provides you with newer insights to grow as a public servant, to grow as a moral agent. And that opportunity you should write as far as the conclusive part of your case study is concerned. While writing conclusive part or conclusion of the case study, write that conclusion only in 2 sentences. In this particular, while being the moral agent, as far as me being working as a SHO or as SP of that particular, in that particular situational dilemma, I learnt these things, and it makes me more capable for me to serve my people as far as in future context is concerned. So write those things in 2 or 3 lines. It could be like it could be a established model which you keep on writing in every case study. In this SWOT analysis, what you get in opportunity, basically that opportunity becomes your conclusion. So with this we come to our final, the end, as it is called after a movie ends, of Alphabet of Ethics. I duly hope that you have liked this series. If you have started from this video, please revert to all my previous videos, because beforehand I have also provided a very story-like interpretation of the whole syllabus. And thank you. Hope I would be coming with newer series of lectures in times to come. Thank you very much.